God only knows what they say about you. God only knows how it's killing you. But there's a kind of love that God only knows. God only knows what you've been through.
Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning, good morning. Get Instagram started here. All right, good morning, everybody. Welcome to episode 1323. Here we go. We're getting ready to go live on Instagram. What an amazing sunset we had last night out at the ranch. Absolutely brilliant. All right. Hey, good morning. Listen, have you sent out your messages of joy, of gratitude? It's important to do that. As somebody who's a 5-time number one best-selling author, a founder of the Secret Sauce Academy, creator of the Self-Talk Academy, on the faculty of the Self-Talk Institute, one of the things I want you to do is I want you to be able to know that your brain is important. Your brain is the thing that makes all of the decisions for you. Now, you may not be making decisions that you know consciously, but habitually, that's how your brain works. Your brain makes all of your decisions. So, what are you doing to make your brain a better place? Think about that. What'd you do yesterday to work out your brain? You know, sometimes they do Sudoku, they do these different things. They talk about mental activities and exercise. What are you feeding your brain? This conversation powered by ketones. Learn what ketones can do for your brain. You'll be amazed. You'll be a ketone consumer, I promise you. So now my question to you is this. In leadership, what did you let go yesterday? What did you let go yesterday? That's the big question. The big question is what did you let go? And when you understand, when you become consciously aware of what kind of leadership skills you let go of, it'll make sense. So again, welcome to episode 1323. My name's Sean Murphy. I'll be your guest for the next 25 minutes or so. And in that time, I'm going to give you some ideas, some concepts, and some ways to let go of old stories, old styles of leadership. Now, where did you learn your leadership? What school did you go to learn your leadership? Well, it was the school of fellowship. Wait, what? It was how you were taught to follow is how you have learned to lead. Think about that for just a second. How you were taught to follow has created the formula for you to lead. Were you challenged as a child? Or did you have parents who might not have been the most loving kind? They didn't make it on the cover of Time magazine as the most amazing parents. Maybe you were raised by one parent. Maybe you were ping-ponged back and forth between parents. See, all of that has dictated your leadership. All of that has put fluid and fuel into the style with which you lead. I want you to write down, I want you to think about somebody. Who's somebody you know is a good leader? Who's somebody you know is a good leader that is somebody that you're willing to follow? What makes them special? Hey, happy dad of 3. Good. How are you, Quan? Good to see you, brother. What makes you follow some of the people you follow? What's the criteria that you have for following? Most people just have the criteria for following saying, I want to feel good. I want to learn something. Well, you can feel good learning bad habits, yes? Do you ever hang around somebody who drinks a lot and all of a sudden you took up drinking? Ever hang around somebody who does some extracurricular adult activities with paraphernalia and all of a sudden you're doing it as well? You're hooked, you're doing things. So my question to you is, what is your criteria for leadership? What is your criteria for followship? What makes you a good follower? What makes you a good follower is key to what makes you a good leader. You hear? Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Is that how that phrase goes? So the key is, what parts of your leadership, what parts of your fellowship, what parts of your criteria need to be let go? The way that you lead people, yes, leading from the heart. The challenge is most people who lead from the heart wind up with a broken heart. I'm not saying it's wrong. You can lead from the heart. They haven't figured out a way to insulate and isolate themselves so much for, well, they haven't listened to this philosophy. Typically, it's not always the case, but typically, most people, as they lead from the heart, they lead with caring, they lead with guidance, they lead with love, they lead with compassion, they lead with giving, they lead with gratitude. Here's the challenge they have. They become responsible for the people they're leading, not responsible to them. They become responsible for them. And what happens is they get bogged down in supporting all of the people around them. They never get to take their next step. If you know somebody like that, or maybe you've ever experienced something like that, drop a 1 in the chat. You've led with caring and sharing and giving and gratitude and peace and mind, and you've prayed for people and you've done so many things for them and you've given them so many great ideas and concepts, and you've become responsible for them. Because every time they need something, they come ask you, how do you do that? So here's what my mentor taught me: be responsible to them, not for them. When they come to you with the idea, here's a great way to leave behind some old leadership legacy that doesn't serve you, is you ask a simple question. You start a conversation, you create a dialogue versus they want and you give. That's not a dialogue. Those two monologues that bump into each other. Here's the dialogue you might want to learn to create. When somebody asks you for help, say, listen, let me ask you a quick question, right? Remember the 3 questions that we ask? Permission to help, make you feel uncomfortable, take you out of the uncomfortable feeling. Hopefully those have already been established in your student leadership relationship. Hey, listen, let me ask you, are you looking for a reason to succeed or a reason to fail? How many of you have given people some great ideas and they've chosen not to use them? They've literally not put them in place. They've not taken any action on it, and they keep falling short. They keep failing. They keep falling off the wagon. And then you're the one that feels sad. You're the one that feels, why don't they get it? This would be so good for them. If they just did this. Follow me? If they just did this, it would be so easy for them to succeed. So now you have to ask yourself the question: can you stay focused on your path? See, when somebody pulls you off your path by asking, they want you to do the work for them. Drop a W in the chat if anybody's ever had you do the work for them because they were busy or couldn't do it or didn't understand it. Or better yet, how many of you drop a W in the chat if you've ever done this? It's just easier if I do it. Everybody's going to drop a W in the chat on that one. It's just easier if I do it. So therefore, I'll do it, and then, well, they don't learn. You know that they don't learn. It's messy when they learn. It's messy when they go through the process. You got to be okay with some messiness. So, are you looking for a reason to succeed or an excuse to fail? See, if you ask that question for yourself, you might be surprised. So when somebody comes and asks you, this is in your business world, and listen, I use it in my family as well. Dad, I want to do something. Mason, are you looking for a reason to have success Or are you looking to try to get out of it? Are you looking to try to find something that you're not good at so that you can say, see, I'm not qualified? That's what most people are wanting to do, is they want to see if they're qualified to do the activity. And since it's a new activity they've never done before, they feel they're not qualified. They haven't left behind the I'm not qualified activity, mindset, belief. So that's one way you can start to be responsible to them and not for them. Hey, Gene, how are you? Blondie, good morning. Good to see you. So when you decide that you're going to start to be responsible to people and not for them, you're going to be responsible to them and not for. What does that mean, Sean? Well, being responsible to people means you'll give them all you got, but you won't have to do anything. They've got to take the next step. And you only give them a step ahead. I have students I've mentored for 18 years now, and they say, how do you always stay a step ahead? I said, because I just continue to learn. I'm at a place to where I can learn things in a different format than most other people on the planet. So I can stay miles ahead of you. I only have to listen carefully. Here's a hard one for leaders. I only have to lead you the next step, not to where I'm at. If I lead you to where I'm at and I try to quantum jump you from where you are to where I am, it hurts. It's such a powerful delay in your existence and in your success model, because you get here and you're like, oh my God, I don't deserve it here. And there's a whole bunch of self-talk. So if we don't work on your self-talk, we don't work on your self-belief, we don't work on all of those things, your neuroencoding, $10,000 is in your mailbox. A lot of people thought $10,000, man, that'd be awesome. It's a $10,000 bill. Oh crap. Same 10,000. It's just which way it's going. Follow me? So which way is your success going? Which way does your mind have it going? The first part of you is the mailbox. That thing receives stuff, but it also receives bills. What if it was a $10,000 donation to build a school? How would that make you feel? See, it's still same $10,000. What if it was the $10,000 you could give to your dear friend who's struggling right now? Maybe they just lost their rent. They just lost their home. Maybe their car just broke down. What if you could give away $10,000 today? Who would you give it to? And when I say that, you're already giving away $10,000. What if the law of reciprocity worked? You gave away $10,000 and the universe went, oh, we got to give you some money. And what does it usually say? If you give it with gratitude, you can get a 100-fold return. I don't know. That sounds pretty cool. The challenge is giving it freely. Most people give their leadership with an attachment. You follow me? That one just hurt some of y'all. I felt it. Most people give their leadership with an attachment. I will teach you if you will do this, 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 this. And you never say any of the this, 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 this. You have an expectation. And the reason people's hearts get broken is because of expectation, not because the other person is all they are. The other person is doing just who they are. The other business partner is doing just what they can do. You have expectations for them, and that's where your heart gets broken, is expectations. And then because of that, because they struggle, you feel you have to do for them, and then you get stuck, and then you wind up with a broken heart. Good morning, Fee. Good morning, Fiona. How are you, my love? Come here. You want to come up here, you big mess? So how do you lead to them? How do you give them leadership to them without being responsible for them? You give them little tests. You give them yes and no's. You give them this or that. Hey, listen, if I share a sample, a suggestion, if I give you an idea of what might serve you in this particular moment, what do you think will happen if you use it? Well, this, and this will happen. What do you think will happen if you don't use it? Well, this, and this. Which of those would you want? Well, I'd want the first one. Great. Go work on that and give me some feedback as you're in the process. Well, where do I start? Where do you think you'd start? You have to become extraordinarily filled with gratitude that you get to guide people. See, my whole goal is in having these conversations in the morning is to leave you with tools you can take away. Give you a buffet of ideas, a buffet of thoughts. Give you the salad bar of fixings, and then let you build your own salad, let you build your own success. Ooh, I like that. Take that. They're not all dependent upon each other, these ideas, these thoughts, these conversations I have. Although if you could link them together, you would have some incredible change of heart, some incredible success that would happen. I promise you. So what do you have to leave behind? What's something you would have to leave behind today? What part of your leadership would you have to leave behind today? What makes up leadership? How many people give leadership qualities to people based upon the way they dress? Right? Whether it's the black t-shirt or it's the suit and tie, whether it's the dress, whether it's the jeans, whether it's the hat, whatever it is, what's a dress code for leadership? When do you think you're leading? What attire are you in that you think you lead better in? Does it make a difference? Not to me, but I've been doing it for 40 years. But to you, it might, right? The book, Clothes Make the Man, Clothes Make the Woman. Listen, I know this about shoes. I am not a shoe fanatic, but I am a shoe connoisseur. And I know when I go get my hand-painted shoes, they draw attention. Those are attention getters. The challenge is that when you go get attention, what can you do with it? Do you wind up shying away from it? Maybe your leadership is if you go put some of your ruby red lipstick on, or maybe it's black lipstick on, or maybe you do your eyes and you know that when you do your eyes and you do the little slash out here, you're the cat's meow. The challenge is, and ladies, I get this, when you get all dolled up, when you dress to the nines, when you put on your beautiful look, when you add some color to your cheeks, everybody, because it's not where you've been, everybody says, "Dang, Gina." And they're quite surprised at the way you look. And therefore, you're not sure what to do with that. So you're like, "Oh, thank you." And you're like, "I don't want this attention." Go put on your sexiness. Go put that on and do it with the intent of giving people a chance to see beautiful stuff. Listen, it could just be you want to get your nails done. It could be you just want to do your put on lipstick, put on eyeshadow, maybe just a little blush and nothing else. Something that says, "I'm here to perform." See, too many people are trying to lead people while they're practicing. Too many people show up looking like they're here for practice, and they've got leadership skills. It just doesn't come across. And that reason why you can show up in your practice gear wanting to lead and it doesn't come across is your voice. It's your voice. There's no music in your voice. See, a baseball bat doesn't care whether it's practice or a game. It's ready. It's ready. You might have a different ritual when you pick up your bat during a game than you do in practice. When you pick up your energy and you pick up your spirit and you move from a practice mindset to a performance mindset, what shifts? Your body literally shifts. Your physiology literally shifts. So here's my question to you. Right now, what physiology is your body in? Is it in practice mode or is it in leadership mode? Listen, you can do housework in leadership mode. Good morning, Miss Shelley. You can take care of your baby in leadership mode. After all, you are leading. So here's a couple of steps. 1, learn what it means. Roll in that beautiful brain of yours, the idea, the concept, the ability, the thought of what does it mean to be responsible to them, not for them. There's going to feel like there's a part of you ripped out of your spirit if all of a sudden you stop doing things for people. You're the one that everybody comes to for church, and you're the one that runs all of the organizations and does all of the parties and does all of the things. You're like the super volunteer, right? Drop SV if you know anybody who's the super volunteer. You may know somebody. That may be you. And you do it all. You do it all. And you're exhausted, and then you get done with it, and you're like, why doesn't anybody help? This is ridiculous. I promise I'm never going to do it again. So how do you lead people into participating in that? You've got to ask. Maybe the key ingredient in your new value of leadership, your new volumes of tools that you have available, your new capability and capacity, is that you are going to learn to ask. Boy, things only get done when we ask, when we challenge it, when we challenge a belief, when we challenge a status, when we challenge an idea. That's how growth happens. That's how growth happens. And soon, the second you start to challenge, to question your leadership skills, what do people think I do well in leadership? And then you have to get to your real inner circle, the ones who will tell you, you know, you got salad in your teeth and they don't blink an eye. You may not have those people in your world. You may think you do, but maybe you don't. But if you do, that'd be a great thing. And then ask them, what is it that I fall short with leadership? Here's the challenge though, is that when you ask that question, are they on the same playing field that you're on? You may not have a mentor in your life. See, if you ask somebody, if you ask one of your mentors, hey, what could I do to lead better? Talk to more people, get more people in your organization. That's not a mentor. I can promise you the first thing that mentors would say to people is, let's work on your voice. Not to change your voice, to change your speed of your conversation sometimes, to put a little emphasis on some of the words. And sometimes it's to maybe soften it. Put the pause in there. Some of you are the most amazing leaders, but your message can't be heard because it's coming out in one single tone and it sounds like this the whole time and nobody can hear you because it's the same thing. And when the same thing keeps happening, there's nothing to listen to because there's no change. Or there's all the ums and the ahs. Well, it's sort of like, it's kind of like, you could have the greatest message ever. The greatest message ever. And one misplaced one misplaced one misplaced takes it all away. So leadership isn't about learning new skills right now, because you have some amazing skills inside of you. You have some incredible thoughts that run through that brilliant brain of yours. If people could hear it in a complete sentence without a like in it, it's kind of like, I'm thinking about, we should do together things like, the hell are you saying? Spit it out, Scooter. And what happens is that you wind up dumbing down your audience. Wait, what? You have all these leadership skills. You have all these life experiences, and they lose their efficacy. They get diluted down. And in order for your audience to listen to that, to pay attention to that, they have to dumb down their abilities. That's why people sound like you. You're both speaking on the same level. Well, I don't want to embarrass my friends. Really? Your life is worth embarrassing your friends? The promise you made to your children is worth making sure that you have your addiction to approval fully locked in and you're 100% addicted to the approval of others? Anybody you're hanging around right now, listen to the people that you want what they have. Are they talking like that? And do you really want what they have? Are you willing to do what they did to get what they got? Just asking. This idea of leadership is, what do you have to leave behind? And many of you, it's a like. Many of you, it's an Many of you, it's an Listen, don't fill that space. Let the space be empty. Empty is better than or like, or many of you aren't even aware of how many times you say the words. Start to listen for the word like. Imagine if you got paid $1 every time somebody said like. Now imagine if you had to pay $1 for every time somebody said like. Wouldn't you have a little different opinion of somebody mumbling with like? But Sean, that's how everybody talks like that. That's like, like it's okay. It's like, it's no big deal. My mentor would say to me, "You're right. I'm rich. Let's move on." Jim Rohn said, "Well, don't argue with that person, because arguing with an idiot is difficult, because they'll bring you down to their level and beat you with their experience." Can you imagine how amazing your life would be instead of doing all of the things you like, doing the things you love? Just saying. One of the biggest arts of leadership is your language. You don't have to learn more. Your words will finally be connected at a level inside of the receiver's brain without all of the ums and the ahs. So just be aware. Just be aware of your language. That would be the easiest, the most powerful thing you could leave behind, are your ums, your likes, your uhs, your space fillers. Let that space be filled with silence. Give them a chance to chew on your thoughts, and give yourself a chance to create the next level of greatness that's inside of you. So there you go. I hope you have an amazing, day filled with joy and happiness. Be an incredible leader, doesn't have the same thing, doesn't have the same message. I appreciate you so very much. Thank you for allowing me to serve you. Although sometimes it may feel like I might be slapping you. Maybe I am. Maybe I am, because I know you deserve more. I know you've worked harder. You haven't worked this hard to be at this level. You haven't. There's no reason to continue to regress. Let's move forward. Let's have an incredible day. Let's do something spectacular today. And let's make sure that you are the center of your attention so that you can give more attention to others. Listen to your words. I love you tons. Hey, Rick, I love you. Rax with Ryan, I love you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Jean, thank you so much. I love you. Miss Shelley, spectacular. Yes, you are, my love. Yes, you are. And Blondie, you too. I love you too. So listen, go have an amazing day. Thanks for making the world a better place, making my world a better place. And one day I can't wait to have you all here out at the ranch for a live event, and we can sit down on the porch and look at sunsets, have some adult beverages, and we can share some stories to make the world a better place. So I love you tons. I'm your head non-like misfit. I'll see you where? I'll see you at the next event. Till then, bye for now. And YouTube, you are amazing super souls. I love you tons. Have an incredible, fun-filled day. Thanks for being on YouTube. Thanks for sharing your wisdom. I don't know what the number is. It's about 180 hours every minute gets uploaded to YouTube. I'm sure that number has skyrocketed since I've last checked it. Thanks for being one of those YouTube creators. I love you tons. I appreciate you. I'll see you where? I'll see you at the next YouTube event. Till then, bye for now. And thanks for those of you that have shared this out. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This conversation powered by ketones